Hey guys, I'm going to prep up a video I've been trying to do for the last few days. It's going to be a deep dive into Nyan heroes. Now, I was super bullish on this at the start. I've gone through all of the documents and we're going to have a look and see what I'm like at the end of the review. So, there's been a lot of chatter from these guys. They've released a fair bit of information. Their white paper is super detailed, and it's important to read the entire thing to get a full overview. So we've seen a lot of graphics, we've seen a lot of special tweets. Which one would you vote in which one to use, such and such versus such and such. And we will just basically get into it. Good things to look at are their socials, 10.8k followers, 304 following, and they've been in since August. That's pretty standard. So it's only been in for just over a month. Let's have a look at their trailer. Barndog internet is going to struggle here. I'll pause that there. Let's drop the settings. Tried to load it up beforehand. Let's see if I can copper 480 and finish it off. Nope. But we could probably pause that there. Doesn't really show anything else after. This is their video trailer. It's come out at the beginning of October. 65 subscribers, 260 views. Is the reason why they haven't advertised it, is it's just a picture with a bit of music. Not super great. Now, their website's good. Their website has a lot of stuff involved in it, and it's very good for sending us off towards socials. So you can see different ones of the PFPs and how they're going through generative 0 of 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So the game design is you are playing as a Nyan, which is a cat, and you get into your guardians, which is very robo-like. Great concept, great idea. I don't know of any others that have come out doing this at the moment. So collect and battle, play to earn, resemble and customize, staking and rewards, become a Nyan's hero, join our socials. Now they've got a roadmap. October 2021. So this is now. NFT pre-sale, public sale, web portal, fundraise. So that to me says they probably haven't fundraised via a seed phase, because they certainly are going to be fundraising through the crowd, through the number of mints and the costing of the mints. So the NFT pre-sale, I believe, is going to be for the Nyans. They have got a system of early adopters that are going to get access to the pre-sale. Let's keep going through the roadmap though. November 2021. So in-house marketing, NFT staking expeditions. Q4 of the year. Secondary NFT sales, upgrade systems. Q1 of 2022, gameplay trailer. So we're seeing we haven't even got a gameplay trailer until the beginning of next year. If we're lucky, February, March. Governance token listing, web portal minigames, and towards the end of next year. So the second half of 2022, you might get an alpha gameplay with land pre-sale. So there's the Team 6. We've got some good information on them at the end of the details. Super important to be looking into those kinds of things. It shows you a little bit about what they're like. This is a good Medium article. Nyan Heroes is a play-to-earn NFT project featuring cute cats piloting game giant deadly robots. The game is an action-packed battle royale played in teams of 3, where players will explore, loot and fight in a test of skill to be the last team standing. Best Friends Animal Society is a leading animal welfare organisation working at the end of killing dogs and cats in America. So they've talked about how they're going to be donating. I hate to get the number right. Was it 1%? I don't want to say 1%. Hopefully we see it further along. But they talk about donating to stop cats and dogs being killed. So it's super cool. Whether that's a play towards getting good sentiment. We've seen it before in other games. There was another one I remember, Kugel promised to plant trees for gas emissions, which was very big at the time. Now, they partnered up with Metaplex recently, which is super important. One of the big ones, obviously, for the candy machine. So super important. So it's good they've got that sorted. Genesis NFT sale. Details. Where are the details? Read more. We will commencing the pre-sale, allocating 5,500 out of the 11,000 in our pre-sale. Yes, that's right, 5,500. Why is the number so much higher than others? The answer is simple. We believe in the long-term success of our project, and we want to ensure that our early supporters and community are the ones who end up holding our 9 NFTs in their wallets. What we don't want to see are bots and flippers snapping up thousands of our 9s only to dump them on the secondary market for a quick flip. The price of the Genesis 9 will be 3 Solana. So even the pre-minters are paying 3 Solana at the moment. That is very high for what the rest of the games are doing. So this is the pre-minters are getting them at, the pre-access are getting them at 3. So how are we going to distribute the next 5,500? We will be running a series, so that leaves 111. Maybe they're going to be for donating, marketing, partners, who knows. We will be running a series of missions. And I did just read somewhere which said you had to do 10 missions to be eligible, and that gets you a 5% chance to get into the pre-mint. Which, yep, keeps going into that. Pre-sale will last 3 weeks and 10 opportunities to be drawn. Public sale begins 8th of November. Oh, there you go. So that must be the 16th of October. So there's still time to get in and do these missions. Still a good amount of time, being the 16th, being only the 10th today. So you've got a bit of time to chop. Public sale on November the 8th, lasting for the remaining 5,200. So what's that? That's 10,700. There's numbers I haven't seen. Plus any unclaimed ones from the pre-sale. Okay. The public sale will be concluded via the Solana Fair Launch Protocol. Now, I did actually just try to have a quick look for that on Twitter. I've heard about this before, and I have got it down to research it. The minimum price set will be 3 Solana, and the ceiling will be set at 6. The Fair Launch Protocol will run over 3 days, and the final price of the Genesis 9s will be determined by a fair public consensus. This is also an elegant means of defeating bots, as the Solana's bid will be locked until the protocol has concluded. So I guess that's a bit of a good explanation of it right there. So you maybe you bid, but either way, your Solana's locked up, so bots aren't going to be able to just come in and snaffle shit up. People will be able to outbid them. I do want to research this just to have a better understanding, so when I'm talking to game devs and they mention these things coming up, would be good for me to know. Hope you managed to make it to the end. It was long, but it was important, and we clearly communicate the specifics of how and why we have designed our Genesis sale to run in this way. We believe in fair distribution to the community and preventing gas wars and bot buying. So let's get into the white paper notes. This is a quick article. They did this on their underground bunkers are going to be the land. So the whole land system is the world got destroyed and sort of polluted to a point where things came from the not the underworld, but came out of the destroyed oceans, these kinds of things, and took over and destroyed everything except for the 1,100 Nyans. So they're basing their land underground. This was a bit of a teaser, I guess, but land isn't going to be available until 2022. So I just guess that was put in there as a bit of a filler to keep people happy. This is a super, super long article, and I think it's important to get through it properly. So what I want to have a look at is go and see whether I can talk about the important stuff. I will read it from what I've got here, unless I've got special, yeah, because the colony's going there. Best friends, animals, 9 heroes. So collect cats, Nyans, and the guardian robots as NFTs. Use heroes to battle other PvP, but you're going to have multiple modes: completing tasks, winning adventures, battles, and adventure mode. You can also breed Nyans. That's planned down the end. You're going to be able to clone robots. You're going to be able to collect rare weapons and skins. So there's going to be 2 coins. They talk about that. There's going to be Nyan, Nyn, and that's going to be their governance utility coin. The governance coin. They say it's going to be multifunctional. earned in game as well and needed for the transactions in the marketplace. That was super important information. Now, Catnip CTNP is going to be the utility token. That's going to be what you earn in the game. There's no ceiling for that. That's just they're going to keep pumping that out as they need it, much as Axie do with theirs. Small Love Potion, SLP, is that what they call that? So let's get into the introduction. Introduction is pretty cool. Talks about the plot line a little bit. Nikovia stands on the brink of extinction as the final survivors are evacuated towards the outskirts of the ravaged homeland. All hope is nearly lost, but for the last 1 nines. So 11,000 nines. It's a really high number. Super high number on. Yeah. Especially once you get further through it, like you might. I was super pumped for this game. I got to the end of it and I sort of thought, wow, you're releasing a lot of nines compared to the other ones. So the fall, this is how we get into a bit of the storyline as well. And that talks about how the world's ravaged, lots of waste, and then monsters come out. So it also talks about how there's going to be potential PvE elements of if you're roaming around and just searching the countryside that you may have special raids come up where the monsters come and have a bit more of a go. So it mentions like PvE potentials. Colonies. This talks about how Nikovia is not the only civilization. So it says here, Nikovia is the largest civilization in the world, but it is not the only one. Sprawled throughout the metaverse known as Eden are numerous colonies that have historically had little interaction with each other. However, the happenings within Nikovia have been difficult to ignore, and its neighbours are concerned whether the vile affliction will spill over onto their own borders. So what was interesting about that was it's just they're allowing themselves obviously a lot of room to be able to build out the game if they choose to do. And a lot of games are doing this where they're kind of saying, well, this isn't going to be our only game. So they're making this into a metaverse. It talks about how owning a plot of land, you become a guild master. You can recruit guild members. And once you do that, you need to be able to do that to start the PvE part of the game, which can be things like elemental raids, progression mini games. They're going to have commerce, all kinds of stuff. Guardian technology. This talks about your guardians being the robots that you jump in. And I think it's linked to a crystal. So through the power of cryptography, the Nyans have unlocked their true potential using the power of Guardian gemstones. Each Nyan can call forth a Guardian, a mighty ally in the fight against the elementals. Each Guardian is different and when summoned will be assigned unique robot parts. So I wonder whether that's going to cost you in-game currency to summon your Guardian, because if you've got a plot of land underground, this is the bit I didn't work out straight away. How are you going to summon this dirty great big robot? So obviously, bang, you flop out your crystal and you summon him up. So as cats, that makes a little bit more sense that they've gone underground because they're a smaller sort of species. So that kind of tied a bit of that in for me for the thinking, which was cool. What's really cool about reading some of this is Guardians will be classified into 9 different classes, each with their own unique abilities to deploy in battle. I didn't understand that until I got further down the reading. That was super cool. So Genesis Nyans. PFP, early beta access, airdrops, coin distributions, and their own unique story. There's some pretty cool stuff in here. So it talks about how there's 11,000 of them. They're the last of their kind. It talks how they're going to be a PFP. You're going to get access into the beta. You're going to get airdrops, and that one of those airdrops is a free Guardian. So buying your Nyan, you will actually get a free Guardian. So I don't understand later when you go to buy a Guardian, because later in the game, I guess you're going to be able to breed. So later on, once you start breeding, that's going to make more Nyans, and you can actually purchase Guardians, which we'll discuss later. Distribution of a pool. So you're going to have an automatic amount of coins. Genesis will be either common, uncommon, rare, SR, or legendary. Super rare, I guess that must be. As an owner of a Genesis 9 avatar, you will have the right to create your own origin story behind your hero. This was a cool little addition. At an appropriate time, the team will work to transition these stories on-chain permanently. Acts as a single-time mint pass to claim that Genesis. Now, we discussed that. Now, what do we have next? gameplay. Just trying to get off my list. So gameplay is going to have 4 modes. And I think they're only going to have 2 modes to start off with. So 9 heroes will be played as a third-person shooter, although we are considering the option to toggle it into first-person mode. I think third-person would be better myself. We have a rich array of gameplay planned and something for everyone. PvE adventure mode, where players progress either in a single-player or cooperative mode. The cooperative mode actually sounded pretty cool. PvP Battle Royale mode is a fast-paced, all-out brawl in a contained map with 60 players duking it out in the ultimate test of skills. So I thought this was meant to be 3v3, so 20 teams. Sounds doable in a game when you've got over 11,000, plus you're going to have a free-to-play version of the game, so you're going to be able to have more than that 11,000. Guild mode, I don't think will be enabled straight away. But you do guild tasks, and you'll be upgrading your weapons, your characters, your guardians, your Nyans, so they'll have more epic battles as we go through. The last 2 modes will be completed via use of our land modules to be released at a later date. So that's not until next year. Go through the combat part, guardian classes, so we get through there. Adventure mode, let's have a quick look. Play through adventure mode to earn early rewards. And they are going to be, where are we? You and your Nyan battle fierce foes as you slowly make your way back to Nikovia. Talks also about, that was later into the guild mode, wasn't it? Battle Royale, it goes into that. It's pretty good detail in that. And it talks about how you land on the map. The map shrinks. You land in, your Guardian's got 3 basic attacks, and you can go and find crates and hidden parts of armor, items, power-ups, and regenerative things. But you can earn Nyan catnip, Guardian cores, so that's going to be upgrades for your Guardians. 9 cores, same again, and then you're going to be able to upgrade your weapons. Now, what was really cool about this was it does talk about it in there, but when you get dropped into the Battle Royale, if you have weapons and stuff, they're all brought back down into level 1. So no one has an advantage by being super powerful through it. It's a bit of a leveling mechanism. Guild mode. After creating your own guild or joining another, you'll gain access to a variety of guild specifics. They talk about PvE missions, longer missions. If you go out into the atmosphere, Nikovia, exploring, doing quests, the longer they are, you're going to get more loot and possibly more rare loot. It does talk about that. But if you do come back early for any reason, then you're going to fail that guild mode. So we don't know when they're going to be available. Guardian classes. This was pretty cool. I had a good read through here. Currently there are 9 Guardian classes, each with its own class-specific ability that will ultimately set it apart from other Guardians. So they've got good detail on these. You've got the Warrior, Defender, Brawler, Assassin, and they balance them out. Obviously, Defender is going to be the tank for the group. The Warrior can, take a little bit, but needs to back off at times. The Brawler's got a little bit more defense. The Assassin, fast but fragile. The Guardian does not want to be seen on the front lines of any battle. Instead, they must sneak and use cover to eliminate high priority targets from behind. You had the Sniper, and I think he's going to have like a move and shoot kind of ability. The Medic heals, and the Medic you can either put onto another Guardian healing it, or it's got a heal everybody option. Recon, they're all about reconning, and they've got like this ricochet special move, and that shoots out hits and ricochets and the rockets and that, and acts like a bit of a radar. Mechanic, I didn't really read this one here. Slower but more tanky, this unit would rather have its machines do all the work. The places sentry unit on any surface. 2 sentries may be deployed at any time, and they can be destroyed once spotted. These sentries will automatically trigger via motion detection and attack nearby enemies. Sounds like one of the characters out of League of Legends. What's that called? I think of the name off the top of my head. Soldier. Now, this is your free-to-play element. A balanced Guardian that aims to jump into fights and disrupt the enemy's senses with its heavy ranged explosive. This is the only class of Guardian that is not an NFT, so it'll be a fungible token, and has a standard built without variations, and this is the go-to Guardian for new players joining without a Guardian NFT. Class abilities include the rocket jump and the Guardian to launch itself high into the sky at the cost of some small damage, likely when you land. And the ultimate ability, multi-missile. Shoots a whole heap of missiles up and they land. So there was some really good details into that. I liked they had a healer, they had a medic, they had a tank, you know, brawler, assassin. It gives a good range, you know, even a sniper. Fusion. Now that talks about how you can link two guardians together, but it's not saying exactly you're going to get huge bonuses. There's going to be a bit of a chance that you might not get the best upgrade possible, but it's saying it will upgrade regardless. It's just not a matter of how much. You don't know whether you're going to get full net worth out of combining two into one. But it's going to be a way to improve your guardians, make them bigger, make them more powerful. So I wonder whether having a merged guardian in Battle Royale is going to be more beneficial than having just a standard guardian. The nature of the technology means the newly created guardian should not have the worst stats parts than its two fused material guardians. However, the benefit may be marginal or great depending on your luck. So it adds a bit of luck factor to it, which is pretty cool. Now, the equipment, I don't think I had to say much in this, but they had a few games. Now, it looks like they've just kind of forgot to put numbers and they've put some things in. I don't know why they've put numbers in there. It just looks added after the fact. But, you know, you can see there's their hand holding it. Different types, you know, they've got rocket launchers and Gatling guns and stuff like that. So it discusses it in here. Collecting and upgrading equipment is largely confined to usage in the adventure mode and guild mode aspects for the 9 heroes. For PvP, all guardian levels are reset to 1. Well, that answers my previous thought. So as to ensure an even playing field. However, in PvE and content such as giant raids, the level of your guardian and its parts will play a vital role in success or failure. They've talked about big raids and stuff like that, but that won't be in the game until later anyway. Additionally, in PvE, players will be able to craft and equip a primary and secondary weapon. These weapons are minted by combining weapon cores with Nyan, and the resulting NFT can range from common to legendary. These weapons can also subsequently be leveled up. Alternatively, these weapons can be sold on the marketplace. We'll flip through to the marketplace. Now, that just says what you can actually do. So you're going to be able to sell anything and everything can be sold. Obviously, if you upgrade your guardians, you can't separate that upgrade value. The guardian itself, its metadata is upgraded, so that guardian would be worth more money. You can sell your guardians, your Nyans, your weapons, your skins, your cores, all the cores you earn through getting abilities. And this is where the play to earn comes into it. In-game economy. Now, the in-game economy is powered by catnip. That's a super big part of it. By playing the game, users will receive catnip as a reward for various tasks, including PvP, adventure mode, guild quests, and giant raids. Subsequently used to upgrade equipment and parts, craft consumables, and purchase cosmetic skins. Pay-to-play players can pay yield farmers in catnip to perform daily tasks, quests, complete missions, and trade the subsequent rewards with each other. So you'll be able to pay your way through upgrading your current Guardians, Nyans, and that's fine. That adds a great little ability in for people to be able to earn money. I like the idea of that. In PvP, your Guardians reduce back to level 1, so people want to pay to get some awesome guild experiences doing certain raids and stuff. I think that's good because you add that money into the economy, which creates that circular process of people being able to earn money and sell items. Also can pay mercenaries. So this was super important here. Hopefully I get it all. Free to play is something we are passionate about. There should be no barriers of entry for players hoping to enjoy the game and earn a living. Players will not be able to mint a basic 9 for free when starting the game. Players will be able to mint a basic 9 for free when starting the game. They will be able to use their 9 to pilot the default Soldier Guardian in our PvP Battle Royale and start earning rewards. However, players will be unable to level up this Guardian or upgrade its parts, and thus they will eventually experience difficulty progressing in adventure mode and performing it harder and harder guild activities. All right, well, that's just answered a whole shitload of questions for me. I had that a bit mixed up. So you can get a Nyan to start off with. It doesn't say you cannot upgrade your Nyan. What it's saying is you cannot upgrade your Guardian. And the Guardians are what you get dropped for free by purchasing the initial Nyans. But later in the game, you're going to be able to buy Guardians. And that should hopefully say it in here. Earning enough rewards via PvP to mint a new Guardian mech is a time-consuming process, but it can be done. Free-to-play players may opt to borrow a Guardian mech, so get sponsored, from other players in order to participate in the full reward Nyan Heroes has to offer, where the lender will receive a portion of the additional rewards gained. This can allow for greater rewards for the free-to-play player, as well as fast-track them towards owning their own Guardian mech. Players who participate in our Genesis 9 sale will be able to claim a Guardian mech for free, minus the gas fees, of course, which it's Solana. That's why we're here. Fuck all fees. Now, rewarding early adopters. Alternatively, players who wish to exchange their money for time are able to purchase this materials. Players who purchase the Guardian mech are considered P2P, pay-to-play players, by enjoying the game and contributing to the DAO treasury. They are spending money on their enjoyment of the in-game experience and our immersive metaverse. So what that means is, obviously, if you buy a Nyan, you're going to be getting a Guardian mech anyway. That doesn't mean you're paying based on the fact that you like the game. You're taking a chance on the fact this game's going to work. It's going to be successful. Later on, once you start playing the game, you're going to have a chance to be able to buy a Guardian mech, and then that's you paying and being happy with the game. Daybreak. So this is where we are now, August to October. Birth, they're going to do the 11,111 Guardian 9s will be distributed to the Origin Avatar NFTs. They're going to be partnerships. We haven't seen any of those yet, bar the first one mentioned. Launch of the Nyan Heroes social channels. They've got all of that cranking. Pre-sale and public sale mints commences. So that's where they start. Middle of October, they're going to start doing the pre-sale. In-house marketplace established for trading your Nyans. Staking missions available for Nyans. Let's get into high noon. So this is where, look at the dates here, November 2021 to May 2022. Creation of the Guardian NFTs. 9 Avatar NFT holders will be able to claim their Guardian NFT on sale apart from gas fees. An additional number of Guardian NFTs will be unlocked for public sale. New buyers who do not yet own a Nyan can purchase one from our marketplace, as each Guardian must be paired with a pilot in order to function. Now, it did say, this is where I've been a little bit confused, it did say you could make one for free. So I don't know how that's going to work. Launch Guardian staking expeditions to generate additional yield rewards. So catnip, Nyan, Guardian cores, Guardian parts, weapon parts. Unlock training center where players can begin to slowly upgrade and level up their Guardian parts, which will provide them an advantage in adventure, RPG, and guild game modes. So a lot of games do like a timing. It might take a week, it might take 2 weeks to upgrade. That's good, you need time. It solves people getting pay to win way too far in front. Unlock the stasis chamber, allowing players to collect cores to mint additional Nyans and Guardians. That's pretty cool. So you'll get cores for doing challenges, doing your PvE, doing your PvP, and then you'll be able to mint new Nyans and Guardians. I don't know how that's going to be with inflation and deflation. I guess the fact that you're going to be able to merge Guardians will help towards deflating the numbers, but obviously there's going to be no cap by the looks of that. Early gameplay demo teaser. So we're talking up to May, middle of next year, until we get gameplay demo teaser. Web portal minigame released with play to earn functionality. That's super important to see that right there. Web portal minigames. So that's not going to be full gameplay, but they're going to try and put something out there so you can start earning some money. They'll do their ICO. Twilight, so June 2022 to the end of the year. Launch of the alpha game, Battle Royale and Adventure Mode testing, Genesis block land pre-sales begin. PvP competitions with grand prize rewards. I don't know how they're going to do the PvP in alpha, but you maybe expect them towards the end of 2022. Eclipse, so we're talking 2023, the whole year. Land gameplay alpha, launch of guild systems, fully fledged in-game economy and marketplace, staking rewards available for Nyan. So you're not going to be able to stake the Nyan and use it realistically until 2023. Now the tokenomics are a bit out there. Dual token systems. Now it talks about the numbers. You're seeing public sale 5%. That's not much. Core team 20%, investors 20%. That's kind of high. 40% of all coins are going to, and it just says token supply. So I'm assuming that means both. I don't know whether they're going to release only a small amount of catnip. It doesn't actually say that. But 40%, almost half, are going to the team and the early investors. So staking rewards 40%, liquidity pools. It doesn't look like they're going to pay much attention to LP pools. And it talks about use cases of catnip, but yeah, they're not gonna cap that. So it's got a bit of a fact in there. Socials. Now this was good. It's good to have links and direct links. You should be doing your research on this. This is where I kind of got into the end of it. I was still super happy with what I had read, and then I got here, and I kind of thought, I've never heard of any of these people. So I did a little bit of extra research, which I wouldn't normally do. And I'm kind of glad I did, because it gave me a little bit of context. On the website, yes, talks about 6 people. You got Maximus is the architect. Sorry, Alpha Nyan. Raya is the genius, socialite. Zerka, back end. Jip is the full stack. Then you've got Bryson is an Axie guild leader. Betsy, creative machine. So it talks a lot about the team, and it talks into here how Raya is an influencer and a combined following of 30 million followers across all social platforms. 30 million followers. That means that she's done something successful and has money. That's what it says to me. She's got a successful business running already. I've gone and had a look at her on Twitter, and there was 5,000 followers. And I thought, well, how does that equate from a 30 million thing? Then I clicked on to her YouTube, and you can see here 1.15 million. She's a artist, has videos out there. Clicked on the first one, had a bit of a look, and I sort of thought, well, okay, successful. Have 1 million supporters, you're successful, obviously. So Max Millo, one of the founders, now it's saying here he's one of the business partners and a gaming influencer himself. For the past 7 to 8 years, he has run the operations of Raya's business. And when I clicked on Max Miller's 1,700 followers, and he's following 25 people, so he's not really involved in the Solana system at all. Whether this is an alt or not, that to me, I'm kind of going, what the fuck's going on here, you know? Zerka, back-end developer and founder of Pymans, a successful AI-based NFT project, is machine learning engineer and ex-competitive programmer. Jip is the full-stack developer. Betsy, concept artist, so I'm guessing Betsy does all the hand art. Talk about how they've done hundreds of hours in this, and I couldn't tell you how hard it is. Of course, I'm a minor, but it would be involved. So, multi-talented artist capable of many art styles and genres, valuable asset to the Nyan heroes. She is a feline, fortunate and fortunate to be a part of the team. Bryson is a top Axie affinity streamer and founder of Loot Squad GG. Don't know who they are, obviously Axie. And when you click on Bryson, you can see Zerka there also. Not really, actually is involved in Twitter, I should say. Bryson, 98.9k followers. He's following a whole heap of people. He's the real deal on the socials for that. So I kind of saw that, and this put a lot of context into the project for me. And I kind of thought, you're releasing 11,111 Nyans at a base of 3 Solana. 3 is early access. And up to 6 Solana. That is a shitload of crowdfunding. I think it's too much. I think it's too high. Because what's going to happen is people are going to bid, and people will come up with a fair price. But I really think the number should have been smaller. You've got a lot of projects that are only minting 5,000, and they're minting at between 1 to 2 Solana. Whereas these guys have come out and gone, well, no, we're going to give our early access people 3 Solana, and then people are going to pay up to $6. So they want people to pay up to $1,000 to get an early access to this game, and I think that's outpricing the promise of the team, the proposal. So you want to pay $1,000 to get a game that's not going to have anything this year, guaranteed, and you'll be lucky to get something by the end of 2022. So for me, I was hugely bullish at the start of this reviewing process, but towards the end of it, I've kind of thought, for me, I would, at this point, if I was to call it, and the mint is November, so we can find out a whole heap of information from there, I don't think that I'll be bidding for this. I'll watch the process, but I think this is kind of going to be a game where I would say, well, it's a bit too expensive for me. I'll just free to play it. And I think they're quite prepared for that. They don't mind, because obviously they're a successful, they have successful businesses elsewhere. And I don't agree with that concept. That's not putting it in it for the gamers. They're talking about bots getting in and buying a whole heap of the mints. That's up to you. You can get listed on Solana, who do a verification process, and there's so many other ways. You can get listed on Radium. You can do things like join things like Soleto and do lotto-based things like, yeah. Either way, that's my review of it. I was super bullish on this, over the last couple of weeks. But for now, I'm probably going to have to say I'll sit and see a little bit more information and see how we go from there. So hope you guys like, and thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.